Wait, don't skip this video just yet. Can you believe this beautiful glowing fairy wishing well was actually made from a simple plastic bottle? Yes, this little bottle that most people throw away is about to become one of the prettiest DIY decoration I have ever made. Honestly, when I first looked at this bottle, I thought, what can I possibly make this? And then this idea popped into my mind. So today I am taking you through the complete transformation from trash to treasure. If you love satisfying DIYs, budget-friendly crafts, and creative home decor ideas, then you are going to enjoy every minute of this video. So grab your favorite snack, sit back, and let's get started. Before we begin, let me quickly show you the material I am using: an empty plastic bottle, cardboard, ice stick, hot glue, scissors, a cutter, tissue paper, acrylic paint, thread, a bottle cap, and of course, fairy light for that magical finishing touch. Don't worry if you don't have the exact same material. DIY isn't about copying perfectly, it's about creating something beautiful with whatever you already have at home. That's the best part of crafting. Now let's finally begin. Here's our plastic bottle. At the moment, it doesn't look very exciting actually. It looks like recycling day, but trust me, give me a few minutes and you will never look at a plastic bottle the same way again. I am marking the cutting line first. This helps me cut evenly. Now comes the careful part. I am slowly cutting the bottom section of the bottle. Please don't rush here. A clean cut makes the rest of the project much easier. And remember, safety first. Your DIY project can always wait. Your fingers can't. After cutting, let's have a look. This bottom section is now going to become the body of our wishing well. Simple but very important. Now comes one of the most satisfying part of this project is creating the stone texture. Instead of buying expensive craft stones, I am making my own using cardboard. I am cutting lots of small random pieces. Notices how none of them are exactly the same. That's intentional. Real stones aren't perfectly shaped. Nature loves imperfection, and that's exactly what makes things look realistic. If your cardboard pieces are a little uneven, congratulations, you are exactly doing it right. Now I am applying hot glue and sticking each cardboard piece one by one around the bottle. Yes, this part takes time, but trust me, good things always takes a little patience. Crafting teaches us something really important. Slow progress is still progress. One piece, another one, and suddenly our boring plastic bottle starts looking completely different. Can you already see the transformation happening? I absolutely love this stage because every new piece makes a project more exciting. Here's a little tip that always helped me. Before gluing the cardboard permanently, I quickly place it on a bottle first. This helps me check the spacing. Sometimes two pieces looks perfect together, sometimes they don't. Planning for a few seconds can save a lot of glue later. And believe me, hot glue has a funny habit of sticking everywhere except where you actually want it. If you have ever done DIY project, you probably know what I am talking about. As I continue covering the bottle, I am making sure there aren't any large empty spaces. If I notice a gap, I simply cut another tiny piece of a cardboard and fill it. There's no need to overthink it. Just keep looking at the overall shape. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, the goal is creating a natural stone effect. Little imperfection actually makes a project look much better. And finally, the entire bottle is covered with the cardboard pieces. Look at that already. It doesn't even look like a plastic bottle anymore. We are getting started. But the transformation is officially begin. In the next part, we will cover everything with tissue paper to blend the surface beautifully. Then build the support pillars and start making the wooden roof using ice cream stick. And that's where the little project starts looking like a real wishing well. Alright, now that our stone pattern is finally completed, it's time to make everything look smooth and realistic. At this stage, you can probably notice of tiny gaps between the cardboard pieces. Don't worry, that's completely normal. We are about to fix all of them. For this step, I am using ordinary tissue paper. Nothing fancy, just simple tissue paper that most of us already have at home. I'm applying a thin layer of a glue all over the cardboard pieces, not too much because too much glue will make sure the tissue tear easily. Now I'm genuinely placing the tissue paper over the entire surface. Instead of pulling it tightly, I am softly pressing it with my fingers so it follows the shape of every little stone. This helps blend all the pieces together while still keeping the beautiful stone texture visible. Honestly, this is one of those magical steps where everyone suddenly starts looking much more professional. It's almost like giving the well a brand new skin. If you notice a few wrinkles, don't panic. Tiny wrinkles actually add character and make the stone looks more natural. So don't try to make it absolute perfect. Sometimes imperfect can create the best result. Now I will leave it aside for a few minutes so everything can dry properly. While that's drying, let's move on the next part. Now it's time to build the pillars. These pillars are going to hold the roof, so they need to be straight and strong. I am using cardboard strip for this. Before gluing anything, I am measuring the height carefully. A tiny difference in height can make the roof look tilt, and sometimes nobody wants a wishing well with a perfect roof. So I double check each pillar before fixing it. Once I am happy with the measurement, I carefully glue them in a place. Then I hold them for a second until the glue sets. Patience is definitely your best friend during this step. If one pillar moves, the whole structure can move uneven. Take your time, there's absolutely no rush. Now comes my favorite part, building the roof. I am using the ice cream stick because they create a beautiful wooden effect. One by one, I am arranging them side by side. I love this part because every stick makes the project look cuter. It's amazing how something is as simple as popsicle can completely change the appearance of a craft. As I am gluing them together, I am making sure that I aren't at any big gaps between the sticks. A neat roof always gives a cleaner finish. Once both roof panels are ready, I carefully joined them together to create that classic sloping roof shape. Now it's finally time to place the roof on the top of the pillars. Look at that. Doesn't it really looks like a tiny village wishing well? Honestly, at this point I get really excited because the idea that was only in the my imagination is finally become real, and that's exactly what I love DIY projects. You start with the random materials, bottle, cardboard, spew sticks, and slowly they become something completely different. Before moving on to the painting, I am checking every corner carefully. If I find any loose cardboard pieces, I glue them again. If I notice extra glue string, I remove them. These extra finishing touches may seem unimportant, but they are used difference in the final result. Remember, a beautiful craft isn't just about decoration, it's all about cleaning, finishing. Now, finishing well is completely built. The result is strong, the roof is ready, everything is dry, and honestly, even without any paint, it's already looking pretty cute. But we are not stopping here because in the next part we are bringing the project to life with the paint, adding realistic stone and wood textures, fixing every little detail, decorating the base, and finally turning this simple craft into magical fairy wishing well. I am starting with the stone walls of the well. For the base coat, I am using the dark grey acrylic paint. I am making sure to cover every little corner and every gap between the stone. Once the first coat dries, a little lighter shade of the grey and gently brush it over the surface. This simple technique adds depth and makes sure each stone stand out. Finally, I use a little white paint only on the edges to create highlights. And just look at that, the cardboard doesn't look like a cardboard anymore. It actually looks like a real stone. Now let's move on the roof. For the roof, I am using the acrylic paints to create a natural wooden look. Instead of applying one flat color, I add a slightly darker brown in a few places to create a realistic wood texture. Sometimes the smallest detail makes the biggest difference. Now everything is completely dry and honestly it's already looking beautiful. Next, I am fixing entire well in the base. I am applying generous amount of hot glue and pressing it firmly until it's secure. Now it's time for the fun part, decorating. I am wrapping blue thread around the little bucket to give it a cute handmade look. Then I hang it on a top beam using a thread. Then details like this make the project feels much more realistic. Now I am adding a few finishing touches. You don't remember expensive materials you don't remember expensive materials to create something beautiful. A little creativity can transform the simple things into something truly special. And now, the moment we all have been waiting for, the fairy lights. I am carefully wrapping the warm fairy lights around the roof and the pillars. I try to hide the wires as much as possible so only that soft glowing lights are visible. And just look at that, the warm lights completely transform the entire project. It's hard to believe that just a little while ago there was nothing more than an empty plastic bottle. This is exactly why I love DIY projects. If you enjoyed making this fairy wishing well with me, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up because it really supports my channel. Let me know in the comments what I should create the next using waste material. I absolutely love reading your creative ideas. And if you have new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another DIY project. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Keep creating, keep recycling, and most importantly, never stop believing that ordinary things can become extraordinary with a little imagination. I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone and happy crafting.